reviews by GameSHOUT. The GameSHOUT PC game reviews.
Welcome back to GameSHOUT Radio. This is Captain Maverick, your host for, that's right, PC Playground. We are ready to rock and roll. I mean, we got some great stuff going on tonight. Wow, what a great show we got going on tonight. And PC Playground is no exception. I mean, look, we got a review tonight. Soulrift is going to bring us a review of Dungeons & Dragons Dragonshard. This is definitely one that you're... Oh, yeah, you got to check this out. This is a very, very cool game. Demo of the week is Quake 4. You can download that at Demo Index or a variety of other different places. It's definitely one to grab and check out. Our preview tonight, Josh is going to bring you a preview, an update of Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 2. Then after our break, well, we got a surprise for you. A very, very fun review. I'll tell you all about it in a little while. We got to keep you in suspense. We're going to have some fun with you. Yeah, that's right. Let's go to Dungeons & Dragons. Yeah, with Soulrift.
In the war between good and evil, brute strength meets powerful magic. And the battle for ultimate power will be decided by the bravery of your armies above ground and the heroes you create and the dungeons underneath it. The fantasy and imagination of Dungeons & Dragons is experienced like never before in a real-time strategy game, creating an epic adventure in the new world of Eberron, where total control of your battle campaign puts victory or defeat in your hands. So craft your heroes, dictate your strategy, own the battlefield, and harness the magic that will decide the battle between darkness and light. Dragonshard, a real-time strategy experience.
Now, Dungeons & Dragons Dragonshard, despite the claim on the box, is not the first D&D real-time strategy game. Well, maybe it's the first that follows the classic template set forth by Westwood's Command & Conquer, that of building a base, spawning an army, band selecting them, then right-clicking on enemies until you win. But it's not the first RTS by any means. Way back in 1993, 12 years ago, SSI released a wonderful game for DOS called Stronghold, set in the original AD&D setting when Elf was both a class and a race, which was technically a strategy game set in real time, but I digress. Dragonshard does have a claim to fame, though. It is the first game set in the new Eberron campaign setting, something that's popped out of nowhere and taken the 2005-2006 D&D gaming scene by storm. Popped out of nowhere, at least from the perspective of someone who hasn't played pencil and paper since 2nd edition, and whose favorite setting remains the adorably deadly Ravenloft. Eberron, not unlike the Forgotten Realms, which has spawned the last series of D&D games, seems to be full of rich culture and background. Now, this game features groundbreaking new gameplay with both overland and underground dungeons, which are interconnected at various points. Well, maybe not too groundbreaking. I know Zono's Metal Fatigue featured 3 levels, including Sky, and I can think of at least 2 more RTS RPG hybrids featuring dual maps. Anyways, however unoriginal this game's design actually is, what it does have is fantastic gameplay. It's just plain fun in all of the right ways. Now, the game features 3 different races. The inescapable humans, the lizard folk, and the Umbragen. Like the RTS formula prescribes, you have a base in which you build buildings to produce units, and much like Battle for Middle-earth, your base has a certain number of fixed building points and is surrounded by walls. There's only 2 sizes of bases, however, a 4-tile base and a 16-tile grid. And here's where things get strange. See, you gain experience points when you kill monsters, complete quests, and pick up certain items. But all of these points go into a general XP pool rather than to the units acquiring them. From there, you can spend those XP to level up your units, one entire type of units at a time. So if you level up your Rangers, all of your Rangers go up a level, and any new Rangers built are level 2. But there's a catch. For each level you want to add, you also need one of those units type building in the same 4-tile grid. So if you want level 5 rangers, the top tier, you'll need 4 ranger buildings in the same grid, either your whole small base or one whole quadrant of your big base. So that's like where the strategy comes in, I suppose. You have to choose. You have the choice. You can either gain access to many of the game's dozen or so unit types at the cost of capping their level well below their full potential. Alternatively, you can have a few very powerful types of units, but you leave yourself open to vulnerabilities that your opponent can take advantage of. As Major Motoko Kusanagi would say, over-specialize and you breed in weakness. Now, many of the level 5 abilities are very cool, like the sniper shot for rangers, which lets you take down some of the weaker enemies in just one hit. And some of those abilities are downright crucial. If you don't have a level 5 rogue type unit, you're not going to be picking the locks on those level 5 chests, and you're going to be depriving yourself of a key source of income. The game features 2 resources, gold and Dragonshards, both required to build almost every unit in every building. Gold is dropped by the NPC monsters that live in the underground caves and is stored in chests found down below. Unfortunately, neither of these resources are limitless, so you'll soon be reduced to the tiny amount of tax money each of your buildings bring in. Now, Dragon Shards, on the other hand, quite literally fall out from the sky. Any unit can pick them up, although only one unit can reveal them on the minimap. You just have to wait until the next shardfall, once you've gathered them all up, for more to come raining down. Just make sure you don't get hit. Now, the campaigns are built upon the basic skirmish formula with the addition of many objectives, challenges, and side quests guaranteed to keep you amused. You also get ranked at the end of each mission, so you can go back and try to beat different challenges, like not spending more than 1,000 gold or not losing a single unit. After you've finished the core game, you also get to carry 3 of your treasures with you into the next mission, and you can spend those reward points you've been unlocking powerful artifacts for your heroes to use. Now, in the campaigns, as well as in the skirmishes, you have 4 heroes based on the 4 D&D core classes: Warrior, Mage, Cleric, and Rogue. You can only bring 1 with you into each mission, however, so you can only build 1 in a skirmish in a multiplayer game. So in addition to being powerful units, they also provide a bonus to your entire army, like HP regen or a damage bonus. They also have a unique power-up that carries, which charges up as they deal damage, and it can be unleashed to turn the tide of battle. But don't worry about choosing too carefully when you're playing multiplayer, because when your hero dies, well, you get to pick which of the 4 you want to rebuild. For single player, well, you just have to restart the whole mission and pick a different hero. All in all, the game is a lot of fun. The graphics are nice, if a bit blocky and polygonal. The gameplay is fast and fluid, if a bit uncontrollable in the really large fights. And the sound, music, speech, and cutscenes, all of that production value is just so well done. No ifs or buts. If you're looking for a solid RTS experience, this is it. It may not be groundbreaking like Warcraft 3, but it certainly holds its own. I give D&D Dragonshard 8.5 out of 10.
Outstanding. That was an excellent review there. I really appreciate that, Soulrift. Nice job, man.
My pleasure.
Oh yeah, It makes me want to, jump into the depths of the Middle Earth, rather than the origins of space where I ended up sent. Check this out. Quake 4 for our demo of the week. Hoo-yah!
When I sleep, I've seen the worst of war. Go, go, go! Get up! But can't escape the images of the strong. Come on!
Earth is under siege by an alien race, the Strogg. They're cybernetic warriors. Mechanical frame and decaying body parts, stabilized by flesh consumed in a, well, synthetic annihilation of other species and other civilizations. Now, in a desperate attempt to survive a Strogg attack, the attack on Earth, an armada of Earth's finest warriors is sent to take the battle to the Strogg home planet. Earth's initial assault force is nearly annihilated immediately, but one Marine manages to infiltrate the base. He brings down the planetary defense system and kills the Strogg's collective brain and the leader, Macron. Now, Earth assumed the destruction of Macron would end at that, but it didn't. So where Quake 2 leaves off, Quake 4 begins. All right, this demo, it features one single-player mission from the start of the game, where you, Matthew Kane, battle with the Rhino Squad to clear the landing zone for the battle of Earth forces, or landing zone for the main Earth forces. The multiplayer maps, the Fragging Yard and Fragging Yard 1 versus 1 are also included in it. It's about a 324 download, and this is it's really definitely worth the demo, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a good demo, especially for Quake 4. I mean, if anybody who is still on the fence as to whether they want to get Quake 4 or not, I mean, check this demo out. It's very much worth it, and you know, just worth checking it out. Plus, it has the multiplayer map, the Fragging Yard, so you got to get a feel for what you know, how the multiplayer works. Which it's decent, but go make a decision for yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to make your decision for you on the demo, but we did review the game, and well, I enjoyed it immensely. I had a great time with it. But as a demo, this is definitely worth a download. Yep, jump into it. So let's go ahead and continue on with our buddy SexyJosh, who's going to bring us Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 2.
So we got Battle for Middle-earth 2. Now we did preview this a while back, but that was basically when they just had announced that the game was going to be released in early 2006. And not much was really known at the time. We knew that there was going to be a lot of radical changes to the gameplay. For instance, unlike Battle for Middle-earth 1, there's no longer going to be basically the set bases where you have a specific number of areas that you can build, you know, whatever building you want there. Now we have the classic freeform RTS where you have your main base, you have your main castle or your citadel or whatever it's going to be. And then from there, you can branch off a wall of any sort and build a huge wall around your area. Or you can have, you know, whatever you want to build. You can select certain areas of the wall and build a tower there, a watchtower, an archery tower, you know, whatever you want to put there. On top of that, you're also going to be able to build your buildings wherever. As many as you want, wherever you want. It's going to be all over the place. So that means not only are you going to have the ability to spend, you know, a lot more strategy and time into building your base. It's going to be a lot more, you know, a lot more strategy, you know, built into trying to attack said base. It's no longer going to be everybody has the cookie cutter base. So that way you can just use the same tactic to get into any base you want, like you were able to in the first one. Now it's you have to try and look at the person's base because it's always going to be different. So, you know, in looking forward to this, there are definitely going to be some games where both sides are going to be like, okay, let's take an hour, let's build a base, and then let's go at each other full force. But now let's get into the details that really weren't mentioned until, you know, most recently. Well, since our last preview, the campaign stories have been a little, you know, fleshed out a bit more for us to get a grasp of what the story of this is going to be. Now, where the Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 1 followed the Fellowship and basically stayed true to the movies, this one's going to be taking place more or less around the books. This one is going to be taking place up north. See, the campaign stories will focus on the north of the Lord of the Rings, with the elves and the dwarves, with the good campaigns basically culminating at Dol Guldur, and the evil campaigns ending with an all-out assault on Rivendell, with the Fellowship and the remaining forces of the Free Peoples holding up in there. So we can definitely expect some killer and insane gameplay, you know, just with the campaign, you know, missions alone. Now, there's going to be a lot more characters included in the game. Some of the characters that they're going to be in the game from the books include Glorfindel, Gloin, King Dane, King Thranduil, and the Dunedain Rangers, Tom Bombadil, and Barrowitz. You know, the new heroes besides the Goblin Lord, who will be you know, holding all over all the goblins, is one of the main bad guys there. Is going to be the Elf Warrior Glorfindel, King Dane, who is the dwarves. Gloin is actually the father of Gimli. Thranduil is he's the Wood Elves, father of Legolas, and then there's also going to be a dragon hero along, you know, on there somewhere. You know, movie-wise though, they're going to be bringing, you know, Lord Elrond, Arwen, Evenstar, Gladriel will be there, Wormtongue, Sharku the Warg Rider, the Black Riders will still be back, and there's just going to be so many others. And the coolest one, although I'm kind of hesitant about them doing this, but I'm holding off all opinions until I actually see it. The Dark Lord Sauron himself is going to make an appearance in this game as a controllable unit. Now, another thing that we're going to be looking at is where the first game, you know, focused on the movie and had a lot of different areas from the film. Locations that are going to be in this game are more specific to the books, like Dol Guldur, Mount Erebor, Dale, the Withered Heath, Enton Moors, and Mirkwood, just to name a few. I mean, even Rivendell will be there because, well, frankly, we didn't really get a chance to play at it and in the first game. So the fact that you'll be able to basically attack it in this game is just, it's really cool, and this is going to be a brand new addition to the Lord of the Rings series. I think that Battle for Middle-earth 2 is so far shaping up to be a very good sequel for a great game, honestly. This is one of the best RTSs of last year, and I honestly still play it today, as do hundreds and thousands of other people. So we can look forward to yet another great RTS coming into us at about, I think it's coming out March 2006. So look forward to that, and we'll have a review for you, and even more information as we get it in the upcoming months here. Maverick?
Outstanding. Look, this is a great game. I mean, it's really shaping up to be a great game. I mean, you've been getting pretty excited by it, so I think this is something to keep an eye on. Outstanding. All right, listen, we're going to jump into our break, and when we come back, we're going to bring you, Vicious's review of, are you ready? Stubbs the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse. Yeah, we got zombies coming up right after this. Are you looking for a stable game server hosting company? Well, BFG Servers has been in business since 2001. Looking for a game server hosting company with real credibility? Well, BFG Servers is a premier provider of internet gaming, voice, and web hosting services. Are you looking for a responsive, knowledgeable technical support? Well, BFG Servers generally responds to account holder technical issues within 1 hour. BFGServers.com, when size does matter. GameSHOUT Radio and Newegg.com want to bring you some holiday gifts this holiday season. Things like flash drives, memory, video cards. Hey, look, if you want in, all you've got to do is enter the Newegg.com GameSHOUT Radio Box Mod Contest. Your objective is going to be to design a computer case mod showing off your very favorite game. Now, you can either draw your design or actually build it. Either way, it's going to be judged on appearance, not on the inside mechanics. The rules are going to be posted at GameSHOUT.com, but you must be a U.S. resident and at least 18 years of age to enter. You're going to send in your pick or drawing along with your phone number to contest at GameSHOUT.com. Now, the deadline is January 3rd, 2006 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and winners are going to be announced on January 5th, live on GameSHOUT Radio between 9:30 and 10 p.m. You got to be available. We're going to need to talk to you on the air. And where's the best prizes? Only on GameSHOUT Radio. Welcome back to GameSHOUT Radio. This is Captain Maverick, and you are tuned in to the PC Playground. Tonight we've been talking Dungeons and Dragons, Dragonshard, Quake 4, and, of course, Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth 2. But now we're going to go into the fun stuff. That's right, the blood, the gore, the vile. Oh, Stubbs the zombie rebel without a pulse. Ooh. Oh, and by the way, did I tell you that Ventrilo is acting up again? And Vicious is going to bring us our review of Stubbs the Zombie. And let's see if we can't... well, it looks like we are out of luck. Vicious, go ahead and take it.
Alright, well guys, this isn't a normal zombie game. Most of us have played them before, whether it be Resident Evil or... I don't know if there really are many other zombie games besides that one. But this is different. This ain't no regular zombie that doesn't have a pulse. This is Stubbs, a rebel without a pulse. Yeah. Now for the first time ever in a video game that I've played, you actually get to be the zombie. This isn't like Zombies Ate Your Neighbors. Stubbs? Oh, he's cruel. See, Stubbs, this game takes place in like the 1950s, alright? It's got this really cool 1950s feel. The visuals in the game.
And it's got the great music, too. I do have the clip up now. I apologize, but you want to check that out?
Oh, yeah, sure, actually, play the clip. Let's hear that.
It just sets the tone.
Yes, it does.
If I only had a brain.
Yeah. See, right there, I love listening to that song when I played the game. It's actually, that's something I want to talk about this game, right? This game has one of the most amazing soundtracks ever put into a video game ever. I've been around a load of soundtracks for video games, but I've never seen one quite like this. What's amazing about this is wide load games knew that people generally our age don't listen to 1950s teen pop music. Not everybody's Captain Mav. You see, out there, we're mostly new age kids. You know, we'll listen to Ben Cooler, the Revenettes, maybe Rose Hill Drive, a few of us anyway. Maybe. It really doesn't matter if you do or not, because, well, you generally wouldn't be listening to something like Mr. Sandman by the Chordettes, or, heck, Ricky Nelson, Lonesome Town. I mean, That's just rare stuff. So what Wideload did was they actually went out and, well, they made some really cool music. They got Quake to play Strangers in the Night, a Frank Sinatra song. I kid you not. They actually got Rogue Wave to do Every Day by Buddy Holly. And yes, the song you were hearing before, If I Only Had a Brain, well, that was originally done in that old movie. You might have heard about it, you know, Wizard of Oz. Well, the Flaming Lips went and redid it. And my God, did they do a good job. Listening to the music on this game really amplifies the visual feel, which all takes place in the 1950s. Surprise, surprise. Now, I mean, they got visual style appeal here that I never would have thought of looking at before. Now, of course, you got your violence. I mean, hey, it's a zombie game. That kind of goes without saying. The blood and gore is not done too extensively, but there's enough of it to make, well, a George Romero fan happy in the pants. Now, this game, though, it really focuses on, well, the vehicles and the look of everything, and the controls. Oh, amazing. If you think controlling a zombie's boring, you know, scraping around, trying to get from place to place, it's not. You can throw off your hand at somebody, pick them up, and just, you know, get the hand on top of their head, stick the fingers in their brain, and then actually control them. And if they have a gun, well, shoot people. It's that simple. The controls are so simplified, I've got to say they're about as easy as the Halo 2 controls. Surprise, surprise, this game runs off the Halo engine, and is actually made by a few people that originally developed the original Halo game. Also, this game isn't just only available for Xbox, it's available for PC and Mac. And because the guys that actually made Halo, well, they were a Mac company, so of course they did an exceptionally good job on the Mac version of this game, which I was very surprised of, because, well, you don't see too many Mac games out there. Well, that's about it about this game. I mean, honestly, I think it's worth a good look, maybe a rent or maybe two. Gets an 8 out of 10 on the GameSHOUT review boards.
8 out of 10, Stubbs the Zombie. Hey, you know, zombies, they touch our heart and our brains. Well, that's it. Dungeons & Dragons, Quake 4, Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth 2, Stubbs the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse. It's been a great night on PC Playground, but stay tuned. We got Technology Today coming up right after this.
This is GameSHOUT Radio, the #1 talk game station in the world. Visit GameSHOUT.com for more info. GameSHOUT. GameSHOUT.
Listening to GameSHOUT.